Morning, that's Mark again. Today we're going to feature this 1976 Pontiac Bonneville Brougham, as I call them. Some people I hear call them Broughams, but we're going to call it a Brougham because that's what I think it should be called. But this is the last year of the big B bodies from GM. After that, they went to the downsized platform, which was probably a good move for GM. They sold a ton of those cars, but this was the very last year that you could get the big boat car. This is my brother-in-law's car, which he bought new. So what's that, 48 years now he's had this car. Literally the same license plate that's been on the car since it's new. It's been reissued many times, but it's still the same number. I think the first time I remember this car, I was about 17 years old. I actually drove it when it was, only about 12 or 13 years old. And even then, I thought, man, I just don't see these cars. I knew it because Charlie had owned it, but I never saw any of these other cars, especially a two-door. You might see some four doors around, but here recently I got online and I looked and I found out that they really only made about 10,500 or so of these cars in a two-door Brougham. And I think total production for Bonneville, either two-door, four-door Brougham, or just the standard model, was only about 50,000, which in comparison, the 1976 Monte Carlo, which was a pretty good seller, they made 350,000 of these cars. This car has got the 400 in it, and I say 400, not big block. It's just a 400 because all Pontiac engines are the same block. Can pop the hood open real quick on that. The car is pretty much 100% original. The only thing that has been changed on it is the intake and we put an Edelbrock carburetor on it. We got rid of the quadrajet, which we probably could have left the quadrajet on it, but it got the car out of the barn by doing this because we had such issues with the original quadrajet on it. We just decided to bail on it, and it's been driven since then. So whether you hate it that we put an Edelbrock on it or not, it got the car back on the road, which I feel like we saved the car a few years ago because it had been sitting in a barn and for many years, and it wasn't getting in any better shape. Unfortunately, it's from sitting in a barn. The bottoms of the doors have got some rust in them. You can tell when you close the door that panel's loose. It's got some vinyl top issues, but the car's never been messed with. It would cost more to repaint the car than it's worth, unfortunately. So, and we're not gonna enjoy the car any less the fact that it doesn't have a really nice paint job on it. The car's a 50-50 car, 50 miles per hour, and 50 feet away, it looks great. So, and one thing about 70s cars that you don't have today, ashtrays. We got an ashtray here. We got an ashtray there. We got a big old ashtray right here. But wait, there's more. Another ashtray. Oh, but she fires right up. It's good running car.
103,000 original miles.
103,000 original miles. There's my cameraman set. Fires right up. Probably need to do something with the stereo, and the speakers are all dry body. Got some goodies in the trunk. Bicentennial plate for Illinois. Original owner's manual. think of anything else we should talk about coating on it?
Not to my knowledge. You pretty well covered it pretty well so far.
I do want you to zoom in on this Bonneville logo, which I think was always really cool. How it's got two layers with the Bonneville etched on the outside, and the gold part medallion is on the inside. It's always kind of unique.
And that's probably a piece you'll never be able to replace ever again if anything was done to this car.
And unfortunately, you don't see these cars anymore. So trying to find parts for them is not easy. And like, I just wanted to kind of show the car off. It's one of those cars you just don't see ever. So, you know, I've got a pretty nice car, but this thing gets more attention than my Monte Carlo SS when I drive it. So, and I've known the car forever. So that's it. That's the conclusion. 1976 Pontiac Bonneville Brougham with a Pontiac 400.